So if you take anything away from this video, take this right to the bank. If you think you're prepared, you're probably not. What's up, YouTube? Kolby here, coming at you with another episode of Kolby's Keys. Today we're going to be talking about what I wish I had known before I'd become a professional musician. Firstly, I didn't consider myself a professional musician until my music was being performed at major concert venues in front of thousands of people, and/or until I was traveling to locations for paid gigs. You get the idea. To an extent, I felt really prepared for those opportunities musically because I had already had incredible teachers in my undergraduate degrees who made sure that I was thoroughly prepared, and I had already pretty successfully embodied the principles from my video on how to become a professional musician, which you can check out here. However, you don't know what you don't know, and the number one thing that I wish I had known when I officially became a professional musician was that I had to put double, if not triple, the amount of time I had originally calculated into my preparation. I know this isn't necessarily the sexiest answer, but as a musician, your preparation is what sets you apart from the amateurs. A case in point, I had the absolute pleasure of working with an unbelievable musician at the Ad Astra Music Festival in Russell, Kansas this summer. His name is Irving. Essentially, and believe it or not, this is how a lot of professional musicians get a lot of professional gigs. The Sunday night before the week had started for this particular event at the Ad Astra Music Festival, I didn't even know it was happening. I received a text from a colleague of mine who said, "Hey, can I put you in contact with the director of the Ad Astra Music Festival? They're singing Handel's Messiah." If you don't know Handel's Messiah, it's SATB, which is soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So 4 parts of a choir plus chamber orchestra and soloists. And so this colleague had said to me, "Hey, they had a bass drop out of their choir really late because he got sick, as in like today. They start rehearsal tomorrow, and they're curious if you would be interested. Can I put you in contact with the director?" I said, "Sure, go for it." So the director reaches out to me and he says, "Hey, essentially I'll pay you X amount of dollars if you come out to Russell every week and then sing on this performance Friday night. We're going to give you the music tomorrow morning, music that I had previously never seen. I've sung most of, if not all of the solos for Handel's Messiah, but I've actually never sung any of the choruses officially except the Hallelujah chorus. But what choir person hasn't sung the Hallelujah chorus?" And so I thought, you know what the heck? I've got the time in my schedule. We can make it work. Let's go for it. So I committed at that Sunday night, probably at about 8 p.m. And by 10 o'clock the next morning, I was over in Russell, Kansas, where they literally handed me the score. I sat down and I started going as a musician, which is essentially the most professional music thing that you could probably come up with. They hand you the music and you just go. So I get to rehearsal, and one of the first people that I spoke to was John. He was unbelievably kind and grateful that I was able to come and take on this job with such short notice. After chatting for a few minutes, connecting over mutual colleagues, the normal kind of deal for musicians, we begin singing. From the moment that the music started, I immediately looked at John. It was apparent that he not only knew his music, he had likely memorized it, and he could probably read it backwards and forwards if asked, and was intimately familiar with the style of the music, the performance practice in the context of where and when the music came from, and had already generated a range of different ideas for his interpretation of Handel's oratorio within the confines of what the director was asking us to do for the performance. It had been a long time since I had been so blown away by an individual in a rehearsal that I honestly just stopped singing for a moment to revel in his preparation and apparent pleasure in singing the unbelievable music Handel had gifted us. And that's what it was, too, a gift. To me, to the ensemble, and to the eventual audience that we had the pleasure to sing for. Later that week, I had to stop and just pay him the highest compliment I could think of, and I told him that he was a true musician and that it was inspiring for me to listen to him, let alone perform with him and just kind of feed off his energy. He was incredibly gracious. He thanked me and said something that I think will always stay with me. He said, "Hey man, the water is warm, take some risks, dive right in, and let's make some special music together." For the rest of our week after our conversation, I tried to do just that. Take some risks, try some new things, make informed artistic decisions, all while having a blast. That is the kind of musician that you want to work with, the one who has spent years preparing for every moment of music that is made in their presence and who treats each one of those moments like it's a gift to themselves and to the world. So if you take anything away from this video, take this right to the bank. If you think you're prepared, you're probably not. Find the next gear you can move yourself in. Create music with musicians like John, surround yourself with guys like him, and treat every moment of music that you make like it's a gift. If you do that, you're going to be better than 99% of the musicians that you meet on the street. On the flip side of that coin, do you know what the top 5 mistakes for aspiring professional musicians are?